guys, we're back. So we've made a little bit of progress on the KLX140. We've got the flat all fixed up, new tube in there, holding air pretty well. She also was just cleaned up about a couple days ago and haven't ridden it since, so it's all freshly clean for us to start working on it. It's right now the day after Christmas, and we did get some new parts for this thing. So I'll show you guys what we got so far. We got the whole KX85 front end, the front number plate, or that's the front number plate, and this is the front fender, and then also a little like gas cap vent hose. So we're gonna be putting that on right now. We also did get some stuff for the WR250, which is going to be in another video. We got a lot of dirt bike stuff, which is awesome. So gonna spend the next couple days, I think, putting the parts on both my bike and the 140, but we're gonna start today with the 140 to continue along with the build series. So I'm most nervous about, I think, mounting this front number plate. I really have no idea how I'm gonna go about doing this. Same kind of thing for the front fender. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier. I'm pretty sure I read online it should mount up. I just need to maybe run to get a couple of washers or spacers just to make it fit perfectly. So we're gonna start with that and then work our way up to the front number plate, because the main issue is there's no bolt in this front number plate, but there is right there. The bolt on the 85 is actually behind the number plate, so it would sit kind of right up here on the triple clamps, but that's not how the 140s come. So that's gonna be the biggest issue. So it may take a couple of trips to Home Depot today, but I think we're gonna be able to do most of it. So let's get started. All right, so we just pulled off the front end. Now I'm gonna try to mount up, or at least try to test fit how I want this to go. All right, so I sort of have it test fitted right now. It looks way better than that stock thing. I also forgot there are these little spacers in there that may definitely also help with the fitment of it. It just looks so much better with this on, but the main issue looks to be, if I can show you guys, right in there. It appears to be hitting the frame, so I think I'm gonna have to cut this back piece a little bit, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be the biggest problem, unless I can try to angle it up. Because if I can angle it up, maybe it'll fit okay, because right now there's just enough clearance so where it'll work. So maybe I need to just angle it up first before I start cutting. So I'm gonna continue along with test fitting this thing. I probably am gonna put the camera away just for this, just so I can focus and make sure it gets all good. And we'll check back in a little bit. All right, guys, so I think I figured out the problem. I put this thing on and took it off so many times, and I think I figured out what you need to do to get this thing to fit onto a KLX140L. So what I did is when you remove the original fender, there are these little washers that go onto the top of the fender. And so what I did to get this to fit is I used all the original washers and bolts. I didn't, change that around. I didn't even have to cut this back of the fender. But what I did is I didn't use these washers on the front two, so that way the front part of the fender lifts up a little bit more. And then on the back, what I did is I used these, and then also used one extra washer on each side. So that way, what it does is the front part of the fender lifts up, and then to compensate for that in the rear, you have to add these other washers. So then that way, you guys can see in there, I'll zoom in, it's got clearance now, clears the exhaust pipe, pretty good, there you go. And so now it's got full range of motion, which is awesome. The only issue is that I'm having, which really isn't that big of a deal, is I don't know why, but it does not seem like it's perfectly lined up with the wheel. Like I said, I think these bars are a little tweaked, so I don't know, maybe something there's tweaked. I don't think that's the issue. I just think that it's just not going to line up perfect, but it's better than what it was, and it seems to be as close as I can get it right now. Maybe later on in the future I'll be able to switch it around and try to get absolutely perfectly centered, but now that I got this thing on, it's on there really sturdy too, so I'm not worried about it coming off or anything, but it looks awesome. I'm pumped up on this. So now let's try to see if we can mount that KX85 front number plate. All right, so I already did a couple of test fits with this, and I think it should go on actually a lot easier. I thought that the front fender would be easy and this would be the problem, but it turns out that was the bigger problem than this. So basically how I have it, or how I had it last time, is that's just gonna sit in there. There are these little rivets that is just gonna go into, and that'll sit there. I gotta first reroute the brake cable so it comes over it, and then it should pretty much just fit right there. And then what I think I'm gonna do is where a bolt should go, right there, I think I'm just gonna try to zip tie it up, maybe around this whole assembly right here where the push starter is, or it's not really the starter, it just kind of turns the bike on. So I think I'm gonna try to figure out how to cable tie it around that way. But when I did test fit it with just it sitting in the rivets and behind this front brake cable, it was pretty sturdy on there. But I'm gonna need something just a little bit more. I think that's what a cable tie or two should accomplish. So I'll check back with you guys in just a little bit. I'm gonna try to fit this up and hopefully it'll go on no problem. All right guys, so I think I did it. I've got that front number plate pretty much all lined up. Went on fine except for this top piece right here that kind of comes around the bars. It was just kind of hard bending it back because obviously these bars sit a little bit farther back than the KX85 bars do. And I'm kind of annoyed that from just, it's hard to see on the camera, but okay, now you can probably see it a little bit better. But I guess since from bending and stuff, it already like started to fade. So not like pumped on that. I'm surprised that that happened already, but it's whatever. It kind of gets hidden up here. But what I'm really happy about is it looks really good. I am pumped with how that came out. That front fender's on there pretty good. The number plate's not too bad. Basically what I did is I just put it on and ran a zip tie. See if you guys can see. Ran a zip tie from the bottom bracket where the original number plate bolted into, pretty much around, and then through the new number plate where the bolt should go. It seems to be holding on pretty good, but I think I'm gonna go test ride it, make sure it is all good on there. And then yeah, we're pretty much done with this part of the build series. All I'm gonna do now is just throw on the gas cap hose, and I think we can call it a day because then we have all the new parts on this bike for now. All right, so we just finished this thing up, threw on the gas cap vent hose. Thing looks pretty sweet. I don't know what it is about Kawasaki's gas caps, but I always have problem putting on these vent hoses on Kawasaki's, like the 110L that I had. The thing was a pain to get on and eventually just fell off, and this thing was pretty tough to get on too. I think I got it nice and snug, but I'm hoping it doesn't fall out. Either way, it doesn't matter. We got it on. Cleaned up this little area right here because I had the zip ties all over the place. And this thing, I can't get over how good this thing looks. So much better, so much more modern. So here you go. Here's like a little side-by-side of what it looked before and then what it looks like now. I love it. I think this is the way to go. If you guys have a 140, definitely do this modification. It's pretty simple. And these plastics are way cheaper than 140 plastics. 140 plastics are way too expensive. So we didn't really need this, but I just wanted to do it because I think it looks awesome. So thank you guys for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is probably gonna be it for a little while for this build series. I go back to school in a little bit, so I won't be able to work on it. But during that time, I'm gonna be ordering up some more parts for it and whatnot, and should be like early summer, we'll start working on this thing again. Definitely keep checking out all of our videos. We're gonna have a lot more stuff coming out soon. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.